Hey YouTube, Ultra Magnum here, and today we're going to be taking a look at X-Transbots Gravestone, the masterpiece version of Motormaster. So first up, quick look at the box. Really nice art on the front and back. Tech specs on the side, and on the other side some nice engraved writing. I only acknowledge one nobility, that of strength. Really nice design. Yeah, what more can you say? In terms of accessories, he comes with a standard Motormaster sword. It's a really nice sculpt. It's kind of a fleck dark gunmetal grey finish on it. Really nice looking. And the Motormaster gun, again, good sculpt, good finish on it. It's kind of, again, that flecked kind of paint, nice purple, nicely reminiscent of the G1 original. Good stuff. And the weapons clip nice and solidly, standard masterpiece tab. That goes in great, actually. Holds nice and steady. That's not going to go anywhere. Same again for the sword. Again, nice steady clip. You know, that won't come off even with a hand open. So that's good, really nice. Good steady grip. We also get an alternate face, which is a shock horror angry face. Nice finish, good sculpt, and good paint. Now when you're swapping the face out, you want to be careful with this. So the instructions are helpfully pull the panel and replace the panel. Clip the new one into place. I kind of did that. I levered it out very gently. Well, I used a spudger actually, and as I did, it flicked out the eyes. So I think that can probably be fixed with a little bit of glue, but something to just be wary of. Replacement, there's a kind of little peg, just tabs into place there, and you can just pop the new face on, like so. So that's good. For articulation, head's on a swivel. There is no up and down as such. However, the head can rock back in the casing, and kind of rock forward a little bit, so he can look down. It's a bit limiting, but that's just the kind of design of the head casing. That's that. Shoulders have ratchet side to side and back and forth. You need to be a little bit careful with the way these attach to here. This panel does move with the shoulder, so just be wary of that. We get bicep to here, and it's kind of nice how they've filled this out. That's good. And also bicep swivel. Hips, we've got individual skirts on each side, which is good. We get near full range back and full range forward, side to side, full Van Dam as it were, and these are ratcheted, feel very solid, so that's good. Down at the knees we get really good range to the back, it's excellent. And in terms of feet, there is a really good rock to the side there. That is quite good. One thing I will point out, however, and that's the feet down at the bottom. These are, so he's obviously got the back heel here. However, the whole of the body, the weight of it is resting on the ankle rocker there, which means he does have a tendency, if you don't quite get him right due to the weight of the figure, to just rock back a bit. He won't fall over because the back panel here stops itself against the heel, but it's something to note. In terms of amp crunch, it kind of has one. You can bend it forward, but it's not kind of. I think it's by accident of design. If I'm honest, it's not true. And here he is next to Transform Element TE01. He is bigger, definitely. I think they scale well. However, personally, my own preference would he'd be kind of in line with my Optimus, which this is my Optimus. Is an important one next to DX9 Capone. He's a smidge taller. Mainly, it's the width. He's much beefier kind of presence along the top. But I'm going to do a full comparison between these two on another video, so look out for that one. And just because, here he is next to Fans Toys Jabba, just to illustrate, he really is a big boy. And also, you can compare the purples, but that's for another day. Okay, on to transformations. So, if we start off with the arms, you need to, standard kind of masterpiece thing, but with a little twist. You need to unclip the hands from the forearm. This black section here is on a hinge that you can rotate backwards, and then fold this piece up. Then take this white tab and fold that around to close that off. With the rest of the arm, if you rotate this background like this, it's facing backwards, that then clips up into place. You then take the whole of the forearm and roll it up, and with the fists, if you just close this up a little bit, these just fold into this indentation on the back. And if you do the same for the other side. Next, you're going to want to deal with these side panels. Now, I found these a little tricky because of the way they tab in. It's quite brittle, or it feels brittle. So you've got to just kind of lift the panel up at the same time as you pull it out, and it should just clip off like so. Oh, sorry, I should say, get the chest piece out of the way, because that clip there as well holds this in place. And then the same thing on the other side. So just a little lift and it'll click off like so. Chest piece, if you fold these up just so that they're kind of ready, bring these down so that they're out of the way. Then if you reach in, you need to pull these tires out like so. That's one, and that's two. Around the back, make sure you unclip this top panel from these tabs on the side here. Rock up the sort of butt flap bit there, if you like, and then bring the whole thing down, and this just gives you clearance for moving the head through. In terms of the head, I do this differently to the instructions, because these pins here, or this section here, doesn't actually have clearance to go through on this part if you follow the instructions. But if you do it this way, so fold these grey purple flaps down, and then you can, oh sorry, apologies, so you need to open the cab windows first, but then what it will allow you to do by moving these pins down this way and having it lined up like this, you can, beg your pardon, sorry, having it lined up like this, you can then rock all of this through, rotate it all the way through, no clearance issues, and there you have the front of the cab. Moving back to the arm side panels, you need to take this flap here and then this second one and rotate those out. And moving to the back here, you can see there's a gap. There's just a flap on this side, which if you roll that back round, push that through, you get the side of the truck. And same again on the other side. For the arms themselves, if you click them so that they're flush against this panel here, then rotate them up so that the black piece that's now at the top of the arm, it just lines up with, there's a handy guide, you can see it there in the light, this pin joint here matches up with the circle there. If you line those up, there is actually a tab on the inside where that's clipped into place now, and that's solid. And do the same on the other side. Moving back around to the waist, if we tilt the whole thing forward, these two flaps here need to move up like this, and they're just going to sit in the center. And then this is actually tricky from Alt Motor Robot. It's not too bad on the other way. So if you fold that in like this, and then move this whole piece in like this, and then you need to reach up back round and just fold that flat back straight so that it's sitting like that, flush on in the underside there. And then do the same with this piece here as well. Now this is where some of the engineering kind of gets a little bit delicate. So lifting this piece up here, the lower legs from the waist, this piece here needs to slide back in order to get back to truck mode, and you've got these things keep kind of falling down, so it's keeping hold of all of your pressure points, and you've got to slide that purple piece back along that metal. I think it's die cast actually, or it's either really steady plastic or die cast, so that it ends up like this. And what that will allow you to do then is get the chest piece down, and it's on a double hinge in there, rock that forward, and then tuck back up underneath the cab like this. And you might have to kind of straighten this stuff back out at the front to get all this tidied up. Up on the top section of the cab, you want to make sure that these pieces are facing up like this, and then you can just rotate all of those down so they're facing down. This will then allow you to tab the top of the cab onto these two tabs here, like so. In terms of folding the arms back round, so these are on a sliding piece here, both of these. So as you bring it back round, make sure it slides in at the side there, and there is a tab on the arm piece going into this slot there. So bring those back round. There's another tab here actually as well. Click all that in, and same again here. So what you should have then is something that looks like this, and you can then start to work on the legs. So easiest place to start is on the heels. Roll these back down. The kind of tune wheels, just gently swivel those back so that they're underneath like this. Then if you lift up this flap from the bottom of the leg, it will allow you to unclip the side panel here. The back of the foot, you can just gently untab that from this piece here and roll it back under. The whole of the foot can then slide back into place so that it's kind of in the leg, and this panel here will just tab back onto there like that. So it should kind of, you might have to juggle this around so it sits flush. There is a little tab here which you need to just work into the side of the kind of fake cab bit. Then moving back round, you need to bring the tanker bit, whatever that's called, up like this, and move this piece back around. Round on the front of the leg, you need to kind of just gently press on this piece here, and using your finger on the other side, rotate this bit around, because this is going to tab into the other leg. So once you've done that, just turn this 90 degrees so that you're kind of left with this, the open panel here, and then if we can keep that straight, what you're going to do is you're going to slide all of this leg up past this piece here like that, and that should go down all the way so that this ends up flush with this piece here, because it's going to allow you to close this off, and this piece here is then going to tab in under there once we've kind of sorted this bit out. So fixing the other leg in the same way as the first, you're then left with this tab in the middle, which you need to click together, and also at the same time just take account of this back tab, which is going to go into there. So kind of hook those over onto each other and click into place. Then these panels at the back, so you kind of just need to rock the cab forward and bring this round like this, and it just kind of, there's a little catch there that it just hooks onto, so these two things line up. Bring your cab back together, and these are kind of just gonna slot into place in the cab, so you do have to just move the cab apart a little bit and click these in. So it's not the easiest, but they go into place like so. And then moving round to the tanker bits, these are just going to tab into place on the bottom. You're going to have to just move it round a little bit. Same again on this side, tab that in, straighten your wheels out, and there we have him in alt mode. So just the cab on this one, obviously, with Fans Toys and DX9. You get the trailer. DX9 slightly different to the Fans Toys, in that the trailer doesn't collapse up, etc. So just the cab for X-Transbots. He does have a good roll, however the front wheels here, they're independent of each other, so, and they move quite easily, so don't expect too much in that front. What I will say is it's fantastically detailed, like really nicely sculpted. The cab mode is excellent. The paint apps really great, nice detailing. Some of this kind of pipe work and sort of purple chrome work is really good. You know, paint on the kind of decoration on the top there. The windows look great, translucent purple. He does look fantastic. It's a really nice finish. So it'll be really interesting to see how this fits together with the trailer when we get that. Final thoughts. Overall, this is a good figure, really good figure, but it's not quite a great one. So there's lots of good points, but there's also some not so good points. From the front, it's fantastic. From this angle, really great. Solid. There's die-cast bits, the chest, the legs. In terms of the way it cleans up from the front, really great. It's got the G1 Toon aesthetic with the color difference on the arms. The legs look better, I think, than the DX9, and possibly the fans toys also, if you're looking for that full Toon look. The color kind of is lost a little bit. You haven't got the lighter gray that you kind of expect for Motormaster, but that being said, looks fantastic. That illusion kind of breaks a little when you go to the side, you know, so you've got this chunky great backpack. It's kind of, you know, a little squeaky. It's squeaky in places. Some of the kind of attachments up here and the way the engineering, the design, it just kind of loses that quality feel when you kind of get close to it. And also the biggest thing for me is this, you know, looking down from the top, there's clearly a truck with Motormaster's head poking out the front. So it just kind of loses it for me in that respect. Again, but then contrast that with the alt mode, with the detailing on the truck. It looks fantastic there too. So, you know, real contrasts. I think overall, the final test, of course, is going to be when we get to see this in combined mode, because that's where we'll see how it stacks up against the other two DX9 and the fans toys. I have to say, based on this, you know, the engineering for Gravestone, I do have a few concerns about how this is going to connect. You know, these things here particularly worry me. And if they kind of replicate that format for the combined mode, who knows? We'll have to kind of wait and see. But yeah, overall, good figure. I'd recommend it, but not a great figure. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video review, please feel free to drop some comments down below and like and subscribe to my channel. And look out for my comparison with DX9 Capone in the next few days. Bye for now.